Lash lift application. So we're going to start off by cleaning the lashes to strip away natural oil. That way our lash lift solutions would adhere a lot better. Here I'm using the My Lash Foam Cleanser to clean the lashes. So this is a type of lash shampoo that you can use to clean the eyelashes using applicators and pretty much just sandwich them to get, those natural oil off, and then use a napkin or so, fold it underneath the lashes and use the multi-purpose solutions to rinse the lashes. And as soon as you squeeze that, it will get absorbed into the paper right away. So don't worry, it won't get into the eye as long as you fold the paper and put it right on the lash line. And it will pretty much just get absorbed, but it will also clean at the same time. It gives a very refresh feeling to the eye. Like your client's eyes will actually feel a lot more refreshed. And after you have cleaned the lashes, apply the eye pads. Place it right underneath the on the top of the bottom lashes to secure the bottom lashes because we don't want to also curl the bottom lashes. A trick is to gently just tuck their skin at the underneath the under eye a little bit and then just place the iPad on the top. And after that, what you're going to do is you're going to choose a suitable silicone rod or the lifting pad that would be suitable for the client's natural lashes. Generally, the smaller the pads, the more dramatic the lift is. So if your clients have longer natural lashes, I would go with like a medium pad. And right now I'm cutting both ends of the rod so that way it fits onto her eyelids nicer. You can sort of put the rod just to estimate how long it's gonna be onto the eyelid before you place it on. Here I'm pretty much just eyeing it. And now I'm applying the glue onto the pad, just the bottom of the pad, and then I'm tucking it onto her eyelid. Try to stay as close to the lash line as possible. So you're trying to tuck it in as close as possible. And one hand I'm holding the rod so that way it can stay in place, and the other hand I'm doing section by section to lift. So I put the glue onto the rod and then I'm using the dual tool with the flat end. You're trying to just push it in, sort of like apply a little bit pressure to push down the natural lashes onto the rod. And I'm going, as you can see, pretty much section to section. And with the flat end, I'm really just pushing it down. Don't worry if it doesn't stick right away. That's because the glue is not dry right away. And then I'm flipping the end of the comb to kind of like brush it out to make sure that it's straight. And remember, each of the lash has to be straight because otherwise you'll be lifting it in the wrong direction if the lashes are like crisscrossing or not straight. So make sure you use the other end of the tool to comb it out. So I'm brushing it up, and her natural lashes are pretty crisscrossing because she has a lot of natural lashes here. So the ones that are coming off, you can just try to like push it down and then use the other end to brush it. Just kind of like try to brush it straight. So that way they stay straight. The direction of the lash that you're placing on the rod would be the direction that the lashes eventually will turn out. So you don't want it to be all over the place. So try to do as straight up as possible. When it gets to the end, I know sometimes people like to wing it out to give it like a little cat eye flick. I don't do that because it generally will fall to the side after a few weeks. So, and then right now I'm just touching on the tip a little bit just because her lashes are more on the coarse side. So I just have to push it down a little bit more. And then repeat on the other eye exactly the same steps. So generally, for thinner lashes, they tend to stick right away on the rod. But for more coarse lashes, it's normal that it doesn't stay on the rod right away. So you just have to use a little bit of pressure and then just use a little bit more glue, but try not to use a lot of glue. The reason is because when you use a lot of glue, it may interfere with the lifting solutions being able to penetrate onto the lashes. So be careful on that aspect, and then make sure your glue is kind of spread even. That way it's not like some part is thick and some part is thin. That will result, some part might be more lifted versus other parts. So again, I'm just brushing the lashes up using a little bit of pressure to just kind of pressing it down with the flat end, and then I'm flipping it over to use the comb end to brush the lashes straight out a little bit. I rarely use the large rod size because I feel like the large one doesn't really give a lot of lift. It's very subtle, and the clients have to have really long eyelashes in order to see it. So I would say the medium size is the most used. The small definitely is for clients who have shorter and smaller lashes because the medium would not be very good. But generally, when I see clients that have smaller or shorter eyelashes, I just do the right thing by letting them know that, with the smaller or shorter lashes, they won't see as much. And now I'm applying step one, and you try to go very close to the base, almost to half of the length. So you try to go very close to the base, try not to touch the skin or getting the solution onto the eye. So you can apply a very thin layer like so on both sides. And with one packet, it's usually good for about 2 to 3 applications, depending on how much you use. Usually for thin lashes, I don't do this much. But like I said, coarse lashes, they are thicker, so they're going to require longer time to penetrate and also a little more solutions. So for coarse lashes, you can leave for about 7 to 8 minutes. For normal lashes, usually about 6 to 7 minutes. Thin lashes, probably about 6 minutes or so. And now my time is up. I just really fast forward that and wet your Q-tip to take off the solution. Okay, and then make sure the lashes are dry before you apply step 2. So now I'm applying step 2. I'm placing it directly on the exact same place that we applied step 1 because step 2 is neutralizing solution. It will neutralize the lifting solution that we applied earlier. So the lifting solution kind of open up the hair shaft, and the neutralizing is to set the place of the lashes. And step 2, we always leave it 1 minute longer than step 1. So now I'm setting up the time. Please keep an eye on the time because you don't want to over process the hair. Okay, it's very important not to over process because when you over process, it will damage the natural lashes and fry them. So now my time is up. Again, I'm using a dampened Q-tip to wipe off the step 2. And then with this client, because her lashes are kind of more to the brown, so I'm using the black tint here to tint the natural lashes. And the mixing ratio for this would be 1 part of tint, 2 parts of the oxidant. And because this is liquid, so I can really go with 2 parts. You can really just use any brand of tinting. Some brands might be better than the other. Here I'm using Reflecto-Sil to tint the lashes and the brows. And you just want to mix it until it's mixed, and then you apply straight on to the natural lashes while it's still sitting there. And then for tinting, we leave it for about 7 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes. Sometimes on clients that have albinism, meaning that like they lose pigmentations on even their eyelashes, then I leave for a very long time, probably like 15 minutes. But very rarely that you're seeing clients like that. And remember to set your timer. And now the tinting part is up. I'm just using a dry Q-tip to wipe off the tint first, and then I'm kind of like swiping it over to make the lashes loosen up off the rod. And say if you don't tint and you want to take off, super easy. You can again just dampen the Q-tip and then just swiping it like so, and the lashes will come off the rods. So after I wipe off, for that part where I'm trying to peel off, I'm just using like a dampened Q-tip on that one end, and then I'm swiping underneath the rod to take it off. I never just rip it off because it can be pretty sensitive for client because there's still dry glue. So if there are residues of dry glue on the eyelids, you can use a little bit of oil or the remover to clean off the glue that are still on the eyelids. Any type of oil would work. I use grapeseed oil, but you can use any type of oil on the eyelids to take off the glue. And make sure you clean it off. Don't leave it oily, because that can loosen up the lifting as well. So after you take off, you want to clean it off. Here I'm just using a baby wipe to just gently wiping it down. And if your client wants to tint the bottom lashes, you can just take out, like use a little micro swab to pull out some of the bottom lashes still sitting on the top of the iPad, and then just apply some tint on there that way. So now I'm just using the multi-purpose solutions to rinse her eye off, and it's completely normal, and do warn your clients ahead of time that it's completely normal. They might feel a little bit stinging after they open their eyes. If it does, just let you know, and you're gonna rinse them some more. So here I'm just really rinsing her eye a lot, and I'm using the multi-purpose solutions. I don't use water because sometimes water do have like minerals that can break the lifting solution down, just right after the procedure. So I like to use the multi-purpose solutions because it's sterile. All right, so after I'm done rinsing, we would apply step 3. It's a hydrating serum that will help to hydrate those lashes or the hair that have just been permed, which can be pretty dry. That's why we recommend clients to wait between 6 to 8 weeks for the hair to fully recover before we bring them back in for another lift. Otherwise, their lashes might become pretty dry and brittle. So you want to be careful on that. So you're just pretty much brushing step 3, the hydrating serum, onto the lashes, and then they can walk out with this, and just use a brush to brush it out. And you definitely can schedule a hands-on training with our trainer for a more personalized hands-on training if you feel like you need more help with the lash lift uh, part. See how beautiful her eyes are, and then you just hand that brush for the client. Thank you.